I would love to ask you from the perspective of the listeners. If someone wants to begin a very basic at home Ganesh Sadhana, what is something they can do? I offer Durva every morning.
Yes.
I light a diya and I just say Om Gam Ganpate Namah and place it with intention. And then I do the 18 names. Om Samakhaya Namah, Om
Yes.
Ekadantaya Namah. And then it goes on. Firstly, am I publicly allowed to say this? Secondly, what is your suggestion from a very practical perspective for the listeners? I know that people who've clicked on this are already Bhakts of Ganesh Ji. And one last thing before we move forward. We had our first podcast with a child yesterday. His name is Prathamesh. One of the most beautiful conversations of my whole podcasting career. And this is a gift from him.
So sweet.
So it's a
Yes,
Ganpati.
yes.
And I know that today's podcast is dedicated to Ganpati.
Mm-hmm.
So, over to you, ma'am.
Yes. You see, our Gurudev's teachings say that when you consecrate your life to the deity, when you give your life to the deity, then the deity invocation can happen in any way. His teachings are very organic. The school that I belong to, very organic teachings, says that, and we see people practicing when there is the Ganesh festival Utsav happening. You get so many reels and so many talks on the TV that say that you can make a Ganesha out of haldi, out of turmeric or out of clay just by yourself at home, or with mixing various herbal powders and make a Ganesha. So actually, that is the process of invocation. The point here is that when people want to start a Ganesh sadhana, first they should decide in their mind that what is the purpose of doing any sadhana. First of all, let us understand whether it is of this god or that god. The purpose is to dissolve your ego completely into that deity, to dissolve our identity completely into the deity. The deity is and I am not.
The deity is an I am
he
not.
he is and I am not. That means the power of him is there. He is functioning through me, so to say. My ego is not functioning through me, the deity is functioning through me. That means whatever carry forward of life I have, from my past lives, and the ego is shouldering the responsibility in this life, and I am the doer. But when you dedicate your life to any sadhana, any deity sadhana, then now you're handing over your life, the steering of your life wheel, to him. So he is and I am not. And that is the process of starting the sadhana. So if one starts sadhana with a pigeon brain, thinking, okay, let me experiment with Ganesha, then I'll see how this is, then let me experiment with this one, then I'll see how this is. Who is beating around the bush? The ego is beating around the bush. And the ego has to ultimately dissolve in Paramatma. Then it is better that you get wedded to one deity. Once for all, tie the knot. Understanding, knowing the science of it, that this deity also dissolves in Paramatma and I am actually getting wedded to Paramatma. When that is clear, then the sadhana will reveal itself. The deity himself reveals the sadhana, which mantra, how many times. He will mold you. He will mold you to get absorbed.
It will reveal itself through the people you meet and through the internet.
Yes, to something that you come across and you really feel, I want to do this.
I mean, I'm asking you this from the perspective of people I've come across in my journey over the last 2-3 years. There's a lot of people who get very excited because of our Tantra based podcasts
Yes.
and begin to do some very intense sadhanas at home based on mantras they've picked up off of the internet.
That shouldn't be done, I feel.
Especially if it's got a Bij Akshar.
Yes, you have to prepare your body. It's like a copper wire has to be strong enough to take 1,000-volt current. You have to prepare your body. Not that anything wrong will happen, but it doesn't take you anywhere. You should start from small basic mantras of that deity, slowly increasing the count, of chants that you're doing, and then slowly reading the stotras connected to that deity, slowly meditating and focusing on how your energy feels. It's like establishing a relationship with the deity slowly in privacy, rather than making it a public affair where you're misguided and oh, don't do this way, you do it this way. You have 1,000 people giving you munder munder matir bhinna, they say, the 1,000 the heads and 1,000 advices. So a relationship with the deity is a very beautiful relationship, and the deity himself will teach you in some way or other. There is inner voice that opens up. We call it Swaguru Bodh. In our Sanskriti, we call it Swaguru Bodh. Swaguru Bodh means there is a guru's voice that starts speaking in your head, and that inner voice. Some people say the voice of your heart, some people call it the voice in your head, but there is a clear indication of what you should do. And when you begin your journey lovingly with faith, trust, surrender, have a firm conviction that the deity that I'm associating with, is not a punishable system, it's a loving system. So there ought not to be any fear. Number one. Number two, start establishing consciously a loving relationship. Then the guidance will come, the pace, the speed with which you want to progress will come. And then there are people like us who are there who can, I think everyone should approach people who don't scare, number one, because fear is something I think is so anti-spiritual, spirituality. And don't go into complex deities. Take on simple deities which all the rishis have given for humanity to practice. Why should one go into guhya sadhanas? Tell me. A beginner should never go into guhya sadhanas. They should go into household sadhanas that are advised by our seers. Simple Om Namah Shivaya, simple Ganpati Nama, or Devi's mantra, or and from there you build up your inner potential. Build it up. Then get into, and then the guru will come. A guru will arrive in your life who will take you into guhya sadhanas.
Okay. According to me, lighting a diya is a great first step.
Absolutely, yes.
Right? Are there any rules about ghee or oil?
No rule. The basic purpose of the diya is asato ma sadgame, tamaso ma jyotirgame, mrityor ma amritam game. That is the prayer for the diya. We are actually lighting the lamp because we want that flame to burn inside of us. And so it does not matter whether you're having a ghee or there's puja tel available in puja shops, which is normally either sarson, mustard oil, or there is a sesame oil. People can use that. And if there is a special occasion, do a ghee. In North India, the ghee gets solidified in winter, so we don't use ghee that time. We use sesame oil or we use mustard oil. So that does not matter. God is not looking into the micro things of what we are using. You see how poor people worship. They use ordinary things and they worship. They don't buy extraordinary things. When people are economically good, then they want to offer dry fruits to God. God does not differentiate between sugar granules or little jaggery or dry fruits. He doesn't. So it's like that. So the basic purpose of lighting a lamp, and it's the most important thing, you rightly said, that first thing, people have to learn to light a lamp, because that invokes it's like lighting a lamp within, inside. And there are mantras for lighting a lamp. You have Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dhana Sampada Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepak Jyoti Namastute. Simple mantras are there. Or you can say in English, if your thought language is English, light a lamp and say, God, please invoke this light inside me so that I can see you in brightness. We can do invocations in any language. If someone's mother tongue is Tamil, Marathi, Gujarati, it doesn't matter. God is beyond language.
Because every deity recognizes the root of your intentions behind the sadhana.
Yes.
They can go deep within and understand why you're doing this.
Absolutely, yes.
So if you're doing this from a place of material gain or from a place of aggressive spiritual growth,
yes,
putting that intention of hustle behind the sadhana,
yes,
I don't even think that's correct.
Yes.
I think it has to be completely from a place of love and surrender.
It has to be from there. You start there. There may be issues in one's life that one would want to deal with the help of the deity. No doubt about it. But that can be dealt later. That can be spoken to the deity later. You have to begin with love and surrender. Absolutely perfect.
Okay. Something that helps me tremendously is that I try offering specific things to the deities I worship. But if those things are not available, I visualize that it's coming out of my heart.
Yes.
And I'm placing it in front of the deity. And sometimes as I'm doing that, I tear up.
Yes.
because I know the place it's coming out of.
Yes.
And I think the deities recognize that as
Oh, yes, yes. There's Shivmanas Puja written. Very beautiful. Adiguru Shankaracharya has written. He says when things are not available, even when the Vigraha is not there. Suppose you're traveling and even the idol of the Lord is at home and you're traveling. You could visualize him and you could do all the decorations that you want mentally and offer all your bhavana, to the deity, and it is accepted. It is a complete puja.
The reason I'm mentioning this is because when you actually have those objects available,
Yeah.
if you have practiced doing it in your mind and heart for some time, then you'll be able to offer those objects with that intention of bhakti,
True
love.
that. Yes.
It kind of trains your heart into doing sadhana with the right intention.
Yes.
Another thing that helps me tremendously is I genuinely try burning myself up in my sadhana. Like there is nothing, I'm not thinking about how many mantras are left. I'm not thinking about how many
Yes.
mantras I've done. I first and foremost try to enjoy it. And if
Yes.
I'm not enjoying it, I get up and come back to it after some time.
Yes.
The enjoyment is at the core of what I'm doing, not the numbers.
Yes. That's absolutely right. You have to do your sadhana with your heart. All your puja, all your rituals, you have to do it with your heart. If you do it like a formality, it makes no sense. It's okay. But, we take a sankalpa, for instance, to light a lamp every day and do your everyday mantras or puja. We take a sankalpa. We take a promise. So people do it. Sometimes they are in a hurry to go to the office or, to go to their work. Then they just do it as a formality. That's okay. But the actual purpose of doing this is to develop a, emotional relationship with the Lord.